Hi, everyone, and welcome to Kahit Na, the podcast where we talk about showing up, holding on, and rising again. Kahit na pagod na, kahit na nasasaktan na, kahit na walang kasiguraduhan, I'm Jock, and together, let's embrace the stories that prove we can still keep going even if life says we shouldn't. So in the previous episode, I talked about yung mismong nangyari and until the suspects left. And now we're gonna be talking about what happens after they left and ano ba yung mga ginawa namin, how were we able to escape or how were we able to, untangle ourselves and ask for help dun sa public. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the moment that we or I heard that it came silent after mag-fade nung mga footsteps nung mga suspect, I actually waited muna for, I don't know, maybe 5, 10 minutes. I honestly felt like, ano siya eh, parang sobrang tagal niya dahil nga sobrang intense every second, a lot of things can happen. I was just making sure that my sister was fine. I was constantly asking her if she was able to breathe considering nga yung duct tape na naka-cover sa mouth niya. Now, when I felt like talagang wala ng sign of the culprit, like I couldn't hear anyone walking, I couldn't feel like someone is like standing near us. I was a bit hesitant pa din kasi 'di ba, as I mentioned earlier dun sa previous episode natin na one of the threat na sinabi nila is if we gave them the wrong password, the person who would stay with us, like the other suspect na magsistay sa amin, is gonna leave us lifeless. So I couldn't risk it. I have to make sure that thing that I do is not gonna, ano ba, yung hindi mapapalala yung sitwasyon. So, I was like about to say or instruct people, but at the same time, I have to be 100% sure talaga na wala ng tao so that we can assure our safety, 'di ba? Now, after a few minutes of thinking, I suddenly felt someone was walking and I heard footsteps, pero yung footsteps medyo mabibilis. Yung footsteps parang may panic. So it doesn't sound like the suspects. But I was like really thinking kung sino ba yun? Then I heard the voice of my therapist, yung male therapist. He said that he was able to free himself and he was trying to untangle me. But as he tried to untangle me, I first ask him to make sure that the door is properly locked and secured and check the surroundings muna before we do something. So even if hindi ko na maramdaman yung kamay ko because the ropes, the duct tapes were really really tight around my wrist. I just had to make sure that we're not gonna run into another problem. So yun, I told him to lock the door and then probably put up the sofa, tapos ilagay siya against the door. If there are any other ways to secure ourselves, do it. So, which he did naman, and then he came back to us, and then I told him to start untangling my sister and the female therapist muna, because I was very sure that I am the person who has the most or the most complicated knot. They I can feel sobrang dami kasi talaga meron sa kamay at meron din sa paa. And the surprisingly, um, yung sa sister ko and then sa female therapist were not that tight. So they were able to free both of them faster. Tapos nung sa akin na, my sister was really panicking. I could hear her shaking. Uh, hindi siya makapagsalita ng maayos. I couldn't imagine how difficult it was for her to see me in that situation. Covered in duct tape tapos nakatali ng kamay at paa tapos magka-connect sila backwards. And then I was also, half naked because I was basically having my spa or massage per se. But anyway, so nung tinatanggal na nila, like hirap na hirap talaga sila. They even looked for other ways to untangle me. Tapos nung natanggal na, alam mo yung finally, I felt like my hands were about to die or like mawawalan na sila ng blood flow sa sobrang higpit nung pagkakatali sa kamay ko. Sa paa naman, nag-numb sila, pero it's not as bad as the hands. And then, of course, after that, I immediately checked on my sister. Uh, make, I know she was not okay, but I had to make sure she was not physically harmed. Wala ba siyang sugat, ganun. And then I even checked on the therapist to make sure that, they're fine. The next thing we did is we searched the area. Um, yung female therapist, right after she was entangled, she hurriedly run outside to ask for help. Kasi nasa tapat lang yon ng highway. Nasa tapat siya ng isang sikat na resort sa Pandan, Angeles City, Pampanga. And then ako naman inikot ko yung store because I was pretty sure na meron akong CCTV nakita. And yeah, lo and behold, yung CCTV, what you call that, hard drive or yung parang system unit ng CCTV was left soaked dun sa parang small water fountain ng spa. Um, so, syempre, devastated kami because it's like yung evidence were like destroyed already. Yun na lang yung hope namin para ma-check sana if yung faces para matrace din yung mga suspects. Now, as I go around dun sa spa, I can see it was ransacked. Like, yung mga beds, lahat ng beds nakatumba. Like, talagang tinry nilang hanapin lahat ng valuables na pwede nilang makuha. And then, they also parang broke lahat ng mga nandun sa front desk. Maybe they were trying to search for some cash. Yan, tapos yung bag. And then cellphones namin, lahat wala. Even the watch that I was wearing. Hindi ko na namalayan na tinanggal pala nila. Maybe because my hands were numb already. Then I was very surprised because I located a firearm na nandun sa isa sa mga rooms. So I was panicking kasi parang, baka nandito pa sila. Kasi bakit nandito yung firearm? And I was so scared because I did not know na may firearm sila. I thought patalim lang yung meron sila. And then I, I took a deep breath. Tas dahan-dahan kong nilapitan yung firearm. And then when I checked, it is not a real one. I assume it is how can I say, para siyang maybe air gun, something like that. Because definitely it doesn't have yung look ng magazine on how a regular bullet would fit. So, regardless naman kung totoo yun or hindi, of course, we can never risk it dun sa time na yon. But I was just shocked how courageous or gaano kalakas yung loob ng mga suspects na to do that. I cannot imagine na kaya talaga nilang gawin yon. Ganun na lang sila ka-desperate to do it. And then after that, dumating na yung parang police, ganyan. Actually, ang unang dumating pala were like traffic enforcers kasi yung female therapist nung lumabas siya, parang nakita niya yung mga yon and nag-ask siya ng help. There was even a news or a Facebook post back then na parang pinicturean or vinidyohan yung female therapist kasi nagsisigaw-sigaw talaga siya sa daan asking for help. So nandun yung mga traffic enforcers while we were waiting for the police. Hopefully, they will arrive. So yung mga traffic enforcers, they were checking on us. I could say naman that they were very, very, ano ba, may malasakit sila. They were very concerned as well. And somehow I felt like medyo na-relieve ako kasi may ibang tao na. I felt safe somehow kasi hindi na lang kami yung nandun. There were other people. Tapos nagsa-style na mag-pile up yung crowd dun sa ground floor. And they were asking us to go out na muna para huminga. Of course, I had to make sure that my sister was wearing something. So I let her wear yung yung long sleeves or yung top na meron ako na na nakita ko kagad. And then I just had to go out as soon as I can. So we went out. We were hugging each other. We were crying. Tapos the next thing I remember is meron ng parang flashes. So yung lights nung police car was already approaching us. Then I just don't understand kasi pinaakyat kami ulit dun sa crime scene. I was hoping that we're gonna be brought to the precinct to, for them to investigate, for them to ask questions. But surprisingly, they asked us to go upstairs and, for us to talk. I was honestly puzzled at that time. I did not know what to feel anymore. And then meron pang mga bystanders, meron pang mga random strangers na pumupunta din dun sa taas. I remember there was this elderly woman who, a very typical Filipino who would victim blame. She was trying to say like, why will you go to a spa at that time? Like she was blaming us for the circumstance that just happened. And I could see my sister suffering from everything. And I don't know. I just completely lost it, and I honestly answered back to that elderly woman, saying like, "So what are you trying to say? Ano po bang ibig niyong sabihin? Nakasalanan namin na nangyari sa amin to. Kung wala po kayong maayos na sasabihin, siguro po manahimik na lang kayo." And I know there are kind ways to say things, but considering how traumatic it was for us to go through that experience, and this woman still had the audacity to say that, I just lost it. And I was on a protective mode to my sister. Fast forward, um, after nung confrontation na yon, yung mga police naman ang nag-ask ng mga, like, what are the versions of the stories or the situations that we have. Ano yung mga naaalala namin, pina-narrate nila, ganyan. So, sinasabi namin and everything. Tapos, I could not feel any drop of concern. Wala akong ma-feel na they were worried about us, that their job is to make sure that we are safe. Walang ganun. Like, there was even a police officer who arrived in, anong tawag doon, na naka-civilian clothes. And he was introducing himself. And, instead of someone being assigned to parang alagaan kami, or maybe put us in a different place where we feel more safe, where we feel more secured, or even sa baba na lang sana, or dun sa patrol, or at least sa precinct nila. Everyone was just invested dun sa scene. They were like going around, tapos we felt like we were neglected at that time. Tapos kinontak nung mga therapist yung owner for them to tell her what happened. Tas dumating din yung ibang staff from the different branch or franchise nung spa. And they were very surprised kasi nga galing kami dun sa other branch, and they can still remember it was us. And at the same time, suki din kasi kami dun sa other branch. Now, yung alam mo yung moment na sobrang pagod na pagod ka na because of what happened. Tapos wala ka pang ma-feel na concern, wala kang ma-feel na safety. I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to take my sister home with me. But however, of course, wala naman kaming cash, wala kaming card, wala kaming phone. There was no way for us to go home. Like wala talaga. Now I was so sure that our mom was already very worried about us. So what I did is, good thing memorize ko yung number ng eldest sister namin. So nakitawag ako dun sa spa owner so that I can get in touch with my sister, yung panganay namin. So I called her and yeah, I told her to brace herself because I was about to say something that is going to be very traumatic and that might, you know, um, catch her off guard. So basically, I told her everything and I told her to just tell our mom na nasiraan kami ng sasakyan. That's why we're not yet home. Just to make sure that our mom, is not gonna be very worried, or we don't want her to be sick. And she also has hypertension. But anyway, yun yung nangyari. Now, the spa owners volunteered naman to drop us pauwi so that, we can finally get some rest. So yun naman ang nangyari. Pinauwi kami or nakauwi na kami. And the moment we got home, my mom was already outside, the typical mother cleaning yung harapan ng gate. And she knew something was wrong because we were going home looking very traumatic, restless. Tapos naka-tricycle kami instead of going home in a car. We couldn't tell her yet what happened in detail because I don't know how to start. I couldn't even recall everything what happened. At the same time, I was very worried na sa sobrang bigla niya, magkakasakit siya. So my sister and I couldn't move or even speak properly. Pumunta na lang kami sa room niya. And I told her, let's just sleep first. I'm gonna stay with her so that she feels safe. Then I heard my older brother coming home sakto. And he went inside the room. And I think iba talaga yung instinct ng family mo if something happened to you. He went in and then he started asking, like, what's up? Why are we still awake? What happened? And then we couldn't even speak. We just ended up crying, like sobbing talaga. That was the first time that I was able to release what I was feeling. Na talagang iyak lang ako ng iyak. I could not even catch my breath properly because I was just losing it. Na dun ko pa lang naramdaman na I was about to parang lose my life because of that. Iba yung impact nung shock and you were not able to process everything. So the moment that my brother asked us kung ano bang nangyari and if we are okay, we couldn't say a word. We just ended up crying. And grabe yung gabi yun. We couldn't even sleep. Ako, yung kamay ko, I saw that ang daming bruises na yung nag-form dahil sa sobrang higpit. Tapos, sobrang numb pa rin nung kamay ko. Even if it has been hours already. Mind you, this time it was like around 10 a.m. already or almost lunchtime. So it has been hours and hours after the incident. Pero hindi pa din namin kayang, or ako mismo hindi ko pa kayang magalaw yung kamay ko. And my sister could not still feel safe kahit na nasa bahay na kami. So the day passed, weeks, and there were a lot of times that we were invited to the precinct to give statements again and again and again. There were around 2 or 3 investigators assigned to our case, pero walang progress. we started to feel very frustrated kasi alam mo yun, the only progress that was happening is for them to ask the same questions again and again. But there was an update with the CCTV. They were able to recover the files, and actually um merong video na nakuha from the entrance of the spa showing yung mga suspects. However, y- their faces were not very exposed, lalo na yung main suspect. Their Kasi yung nakuhanan lang was their entry dahil nga pagpasok nila, sinira na nila yung device or dinisconnect na nila. So the recording basically stopped. But I was pretty sure that that type of footage is gonna be very useful for them to investigate. If, of course, enough effort is done. But alam nyo, walang update. Unless we were asking, wala silang update. Na dumating talaga sa point na pagod na kaming kakabalik. Kasi imagine you have to go through your trauma again and again by telling the same story again and again. Talking to a different person na hindi namin maintindihan bakit there were a lot of changes na nangyayari. There was even a point na I get in touch with my friend who was working in the municipal office of Angeles. Ang ginawa namin is sinubukan naming humingi ng tulong sa mga politicians, sa councilors, vice mayors, and mayors. Unfortunately, I was about to approach the vice mayor nung after nung, I think, session nila yon. Tapos, one of the councilors at that time, let's just say his name is one of the buildings in Balibago. He intervened. He said he's gonna handle my concern, ganun. So he asked us what happened, ganyan, typical politician showing his concern. And he even asked his like secretary to get our contact number. But of course, as expected, we did not hear anything from them. Months had passed. Grabe yung triggers namin. My sister freaks out whenever she sees someone like a guy with the arm tattoo. Like, well, at the time I still didn't have this arm tattoo, but doon kasi sa CCTV footage, merong yung isa sa mga suspect has an arm tattoo. And whenever my sister sees a man with an arm tattoo with a similar build, nag-freeze talaga siya. Like, malala siyang nagpapanik. She even cries at times. Tapos sobrang paranoid niya. Well, even up to this day. Whenever she goes somewhere, her first instinct is may chance na ma-hold up yung place na yun. She has to make sure na very secured yung place before she's gonna feel comfortable staying in one place. Up to this day, for myself naman, my triggers was I really find it so hard to listen to people who are shouting. If you remember, dahil nakatali ako at nakatakip yung mukha ko, all I can do is listen to what was happening. So lahat ng triggers ko is more connected to audio. So pag may narinig akong medyo kaboses niya or medyo galit na pasigaw na or parang may nag-aaway, I panic. Like parang hindi ako makahinga sa sobrang takot. There was another trigger that I also realized that I did not know I had is whenever someone approached me from behind, like if may tatawag sa akin like tapping or kalabit from the back, I'm just about to like explode na sa sobrang panic ko yung heart ko para siyang sasabog. That was my trigger. There were more subtle or small type of triggers that I was experiencing and my sister too. Pero yun yung mga major triggers namin. months after I decided to uh, seek professional help na. And, I started to unpack everything that I was carrying. And fortunately, kahit papano nakatulong na. Pero it took me a while para lumabas ulit or para kayaning lumabas ulit ng gabi or ng madilim. I remember may time na I had to go back to work like a month after the incident. Tapos lumalabas kasi ako ng 5 PM but there was like an unexpected delay. Tas padilim na. Sobrang nagpapanik na ako kasi I felt like I was unsafe sa daan going home because it was getting dark. Everything was just like unsafe for me nung time na yon. But fortunately talaga, dahil dun sa professional help na nasik ko, ang laking tulong niya for me to recover somehow. Maybe not 100%, but still a great progress. For my sister naman, she was not ready to seek professional help that time. Hindi ko naman siya gustong pilitin. So, yun, sadly, up to now, she hasn't, gone through a professional help yet. Pero masasabi ko naman na malaki na yung naging changes niya. We always talk about it actually. We even consider August 4 as our birthday. It is a day that we feel like it is a second life. It is a second chance to live again. Despite of how traumatic it was to go through everything, kahit papano, grateful pa din kami because we were given another chance to live. Baka hindi pa tapos yung purpose namin in life. So, yeah, I think that concludes the whole story about the incident. And allow me to finish this episode or this series, 2 episode series, by saying na kahit na mahirap, kahit na nakakatakot, kailangan nating lumaban, kailangan natin magpatuloy. Hindi kailangan maging malakas para magpatuloy. Kailangan lang nating gumalaw at wag hayaang tumigil yung mundo natin dahil lang sa isang hindi magandang nangyari. Yun lang at maraming salamat.